Welcome back to another video. My name is Austin Zaback, and I'm going to share with you step by step how we just made $40,000 in 1 month real estate investing, and we did that through wholesaling real estate. Now, I'm going to share with you what that is if you don't already know. It is by far the easiest and the fastest way to get paid as a real estate investor. You don't have to buy any real estate or anything like that, okay? So I have a check here, and it's actually for $40,000, okay? And we actually acquired the contract on that particular property on May 17th, and we closed on the deal and got paid on June 20th, okay? So I'm actually in just a minute gonna share with you step by step how we did that, how we acquired the deal, how we sold the deal, and how we never even actually had to purchase the deal, okay? We never had to do anything like that. And another really interesting thing about that particular deal is that it was actually a fourplex, okay? So this was not a single family deal. So maybe you're already familiar with wholesaling and you think that you can only wholesale, single family, and I'm gonna break that myth in the video. We're gonna go talk to my team, and I'm gonna, actually have you be able to watch, an in-person conversation with the people on my team who actually got the deal and who actually sold the deal. And if you're brand new to my channel, I've wholesaled over 2,500 houses in my career. I've been wholesaling for about 9 years now, and I'm just a normal average guy. So look, if I can do it, I know for a fact that you can do it. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and break the entire thing down step by step. And if you wouldn't mind doing me a massive favor before we jump into it, just smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm if you get value out of the video. All right, so we're out here in my operation right now, and as you can tell, we've got an office clear full of people, okay? Everybody's super fired up, and this is where the magic happens, okay? This is where we're wholesaling all of the real estate that we're wholesaling. So we actually have a gentleman here right behind me, and Kiave, I'm gonna hand you this little microphone here.
Awesome.
You can hold it just like this. How you living, brother?
I'm living great. How you
living
doing?
good?
Yes, sir.
I didn't really give you any warning that we were gonna be doing this.
No.
So we've got a check here for 40 grand, okay?
Gotta love it.
And you completed that deal recently, right?
I did.
So talk to me about that deal. It was a fourplex, right?
It was a fourplex in Mesa. It was kind of a package deal with another sixplex. Mm-hmm. That one didn't go through, but we were able to get the fourplex done.
Got it. I love that, dude. And how were you actually able to acquire that deal?
Just another good agent relationship that I got. Got super lucky on that one and just nurtured him, and he brought it to me.
I love that, dude. So were you just like cold calling, or like what were you doing to actually like build that relationship or get that relationship to begin with?
Basically, it was another DTS lead that was passed on to me. We had closed a transaction with him on Camino, and because we performed with him once, he was trustworthy enough for us to perform for him again. Basically.
I love that, dude. And when you got that deal, like, were you nervous at all that it was like a fourplex? Like, did you have to treat that deal any differently due to the fact that it wasn't like a single family like you're used to?
No, absolutely not. I feel like even those bigger ones I'm a little bit used to now, and I actually prefer those ones just because the clip sizes are bigger. Yeah.
I love that, dude. How were you able to comp that deal? Because I know, like, when you think about like comping a deal, right?
Sure.
Comping a single family is like pretty easy. At the end of the day, you're just comparing it like apples to apples in the area, right?
Sure.
But a lot of times when you're comping multifamily, there's not really any comps, and you typically have to take like an income approach.
Got you.
Right?
So we were basically able to just use the cap rate to figure out the current market rents and then the pro forma as well. And then based on that, we're able to see if it's a deal or not. Before this, I had no idea how to do that. I had no idea how to get a cap rate. But over this last month, I've learned a lot, and so I was able to put it together.
I love that, dude.
Yeah.
And how long have you been with One Roof, like with our team?
The 24th of this month will be month 2 for me.
Dude, I love that, bro. You know what's crazy about that is so June 24th will be month 2, which means that April 24th is when you started, right?
Exactly.
And May 17th is when you acquired the deal.
Yeah.
So not even a month in, you acquired a deal that we ended up making 40 grand on.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
How do you feel about that?
Dude, I'm so jacked up, and just doing that so early just makes me just excited for the future here.
Yeah.
With One Roof, literally the possibilities are limitless.
I love that, dude. So what would you say like the biggest learning lesson is so far, being almost 2 months in? Like what's like the biggest takeaway that you've gotten so far?
Just showing up every single day. It's a new day, and basically this is your own business. And so you need to act like it. You need to come here. You need to be ready to work. Put in the hours, stay longer, show up earlier, do the things that people aren't willing to do. I always identify as a person who makes that call. Even if I don't want to, even if it's tough, even if it's hard, always make the call.
I love that,
Yeah,
dude.
yep.
You're the man. I really
Yes, sir.
appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk to Alex Balizato on my team right now, and I'm gonna hand him a mic here.
What's going on, man?
We're doing it. What do you call this? Like impromptu?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, I love that, dude.
%.
So we just recently interviewed Chiave on the Hunt Circle deal. He acquired that on May 17th. We sold it on. I don't know when we sold it, but we closed on it on June 20th,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
Talk to me about like selling, a deal, right? Like how would we find a buyer for that deal? Like, walk me through, for anybody watching, like how we were able to move a deal like that.
Yeah, it is a multifamily. It's a unique one for sure. The biggest thing there is use the resources around you, right? So we actually sold that deal through a dispo wholesaler. It's a good buddy of ours. We've done, man, I can't even think, probably 10 or 20 deals with him just this year. And that's the biggest thing, right, is we didn't necessarily know who the perfect person was for the deal right out the gate. But we called him and we were like, hey, bro, like, do you have anybody for this? And he was like, actually, I think I do. And it ended up being a really, really smooth transaction after that. So we just leveraged the relationship there.
Dude, I love what you just said, right? Because, we brought in a deal, right? And we didn't necessarily have the buyer.
Right.
But instead we linked up with another wholesaler
Right.
in the market,
Yep.
and he brought the buyer to the
Exactly.
table.
Yep.
And I think like, what would your recommendation be if somebody's watching and they maybe have a good deal, but they don't know how to like get a buyer or whatever? Like, how do they find like a wholesaler like that who might have the buyer?
Yeah, that's a great question. Number one, reach out to us for sure. You should definitely do that. DM Austin. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is just network, right? Use social media, use the resources that you have available to yourself, use us, obviously. But that's the biggest thing is just talking to as many people as you can in the market. If you're not sure, obviously a great deal is always going to sell itself, right? But that's the cool thing about dispo wholesalers is they specialize in that, right? So you don't have to think super hard about who's the buyer going to be. When you know you found a good one, you can lean on them a ton. So that's the biggest thing I would say is just talk to as many people in the market as you can. You'll find the good ones and then just keep feeding them.
I love that, dude. And another good one too is you could work with real estate agents to sell a deal.
Yeah, great point.
Right? And we were talking about that the other day. Like, a lot of times a real estate agent will actually have buyers as well.
Yes, a lot of times they do, and most people don't even use them, which they should. They totally should.
I love that, dude. You're the man. I appreciate you, bro.